You ever get that feeling on a Sunday morning where the shop is just quiet before the compressor kicks on and kills the vibe? It's July 26, 2026, and I've been sitting here staring at a piece of cherry for 20 minutes, just appreciating the silence.
20 minutes? Tiger, that's not appreciating silence. That's a nap. You were definitely nodding off.
I was visualizing the grain orientation, Alex. There's a difference. But welcome to the TigerDen Daily, folks. We got a packed Sunday digest today. We're talking about tools that can take a literal sledgehammer to the face, why your Etsy shop might be a ghost town, and a pretty inspiring shift in how the HVAC trades are finding new blood.
We're also going to call you out on those battery-powered mowers you've been eyeballing. But let's start with the heavy metal. You mentioned the Striker Chisel Revolution? Sounds like a punk band from the 90s.
Honestly, they sound like one when you're using them. Milwaukee's been doing something interesting lately. For the longest time, if you took a framing chisel and hit the back of it with a 3-pound club hammer to pop out a stubborn header, you were basically signing its death warrant. The handles would shatter like a cheap light bulb.
Which I've seen you do, more than once.
Yeah, well, my floors are a graveyard of plastic shards, but these new Striker units have these integrated steel caps that go all the way through. It's built for the guy who treats his tools like he's mad at them. I was demoing a sill plate yesterday, and I hit one of these so hard I thought my teeth were going to vibrate out of my skull. But the chisel, it just asked for seconds. It's nice to see gear that acknowledges the job site isn't a museum.
Speaking of the shop not being a museum, you finally gave up the ghost on the gas-powered lawnmower? I didn't think I'd see the day you stopped smelling like 2-cycle exhaust on a Sunday.
Don't tell my neighbors. They think I'm still a mountain man. But look, the 2026 cordless stuff, it's actually there now. I used to think battery mowers were for people with yards the size of a postage stamp. But the torque on these new units, it doesn't bog down when the grass is damp. And the best part? I can actually hear my own thoughts while I'm doing the edges.
So, no more what? Every time I ask you a question after you mow?
Exactly, my ears are thanking me. And while we're on precision, I've been seeing a huge push in miter saws moving toward those zero clearance rails. If you've got a small shop, like I have to move my bike to use my table saw small, those rails are a godsend. You don't need 3 feet of space behind the saw anymore. It just hugs the wall.
You always say the oscillating multi-tool is the Swiss Army knife, but let's be real. It's the I messed up and need a miracle tool, isn't it?
It's the, oh no, I forgot to cut the baseboard before I installed the cabinet tool. Whether it's that Dremel Multi-Max or the old school corded Porter cable, if you don't have one in your bag, you're basically volunteering for a bad day. It's the only way to cut something that's already nailed down without setting the house on fire.
Let's pivot for a second. I saw a note in the digest about HVAC careers. You usually focus on the wood and metal side, but this second chance hiring thing caught my eye.
This is actually huge, Alex. ACHR News has been tracking this. We've all heard about the labor shortage. It's not a secret. But the HVAC industry is getting gutsy. They're looking at these prison to workforce programs. And honestly, it's the smartest move I've seen in years. You take someone who needs a genuine fresh start, you give them a high-skilled trade that actually pays a living wage, and you solve the technician gap all at once.
It's a lot better than just complaining that nobody wants to work anymore.
Exactly. It's about building a bridge rather than just pointing at the river. If you're an aspiring tech, or even if you're looking to move from being a helper to a lead, you have to watch these shifts. The guys who are winning right now are the ones looking at smart home integration and the new refrigerant standards. The days of just being the guy who fixes the AC are over. You're a climate technologist now.
Climate technologist. Look at you getting all fancy. Does that mean your workshop is finally going to get central air? Or are we sticking with the industrial fan that just moves hot air around method?
One miracle at a time, Alex. One miracle at a time.
All right, let's talk money. For the maker moguls out there, you've had your share of shops that went, well, let's call them hibernation mode. What's the deal with the views but no sales trap?
Oh man, that's a sting I know well. You check your phone, you see 50 people looked at your hand-carved spoons, and your bank account is still sitting there at zero. Usually it's one of 3 things, and the biggest one is the ghost shipping cost.
You mean when I find a cool $40 shelf and then find out it's $50 to ship it?
Exactly. It's like a jump scare at the end of a movie. People hate it. If you're a maker, bake that cost into the item price and offer free shipping. Psychologically, people would rather pay $90 for a shelf than $40 for the shelf and $50 for the post office.
And the photos? I've seen some shops where the pictures look like they were taken inside a dark closet with a flip phone.
Guilty as charged in 2012. Look, if I can't see the grain, I can't feel the quality. You need that macro shot. I want to see the texture of the hammered copper or the way the oil has soaked into the oak. If the photo is blurry, the customer assumes the joinery is blurry too.
And you mentioned keywords, personalized home office and sustainable EDC.
It's that time of year. Everyone's realizing their home office is a mess before the fall hits. If you make desk organizers or cable management blocks, now is the time to flood the tags. And sustainable everyday carry, people want stuff that lasts. They're tired of plastic junk that ends up in a landfill by Christmas. If you're making brass pocket clips or leather wallets, lean into that buy it for life vibe.
I saw you watching that video from Maker Channel, the one called I Thought Success Would Feel Different. You looked a little reflective.
It hit home. You spend years dreaming of the day your hobby becomes your job. And then one morning you wake up and you realize you haven't made anything just for fun in 6 months. You're just a factory worker who happens to own the factory. That video is a great reminder that you have to protect the spark. Sometimes you need to make a birdhouse that you have no intention of selling just to remember why you liked the smell of cedar in the first place.
Is that why you were visualizing for 20 minutes earlier?
Maybe. Or maybe I was just hiding from the laundry. But hey, if you're looking for a project this afternoon, check out New World Carpentry's Edge Joining Challenge. They're using the Craig system to make these massive seamless tabletops. It's a great way to level up if you're tired of your tabletops looking like a topographical map of the Andes.
Well, before you go back to your visualization, what's the big takeaway for the den dwellers today?
It's simple, really. Whether you're swinging a Milwaukee Striker chisel or tweaking your Etsy SEO, the craft is never just about the finished product. It's about the adjustment. You adjust the blade, you adjust your business plan, you adjust your career path. The only way to truly fail is to stay static.
Deep thoughts for a Sunday.
Hey, even a broken clock is right twice a day, and I'm at least as reliable as a clock from the 70s.
Barely. Go get some coffee, Tiger.
Stay sharp, keep building, and we'll see you in the den.